Good evening, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Campbell, and I am proud to serve as the chair of Cleo's Board of Directors. Welcome to our second virtual Cleo Edge Honors Reception. Let me begin by recognizing the outstanding performance of the students with the Duke Ellington School of the Arts that we just experienced. I hope that you enjoyed the talents of this group as much as I did. For those of you who may not be familiar with the school, here's a little bit about its unique history. The Duke Ellington School of the Arts was established in 1974 and remains the sole DC public high school to offer a dual curriculum encompassing professional arts training and academic enrichment in preparation for college and careers in the arts. By naming one of his jazz bands, the Washingtonians, Duke Ellington made his home part of his persona. DC philanthropist and avid art collector Peggy Cooper Capritz and the late dancer and choreographer Mike Malone returned the favor, building this school to house the creative soul of the district and to reflect the rich cultural diversity of the United States. Please join me in giving these young performers a virtual round of applause. Because Cleo focuses on talent pipeline development, we wanted to showcase for our virtual audience this evening some of the talent other students and young professionals have. We will also continue to showcase our supporters, accomplishments, and those leading the way in education, diversity, and greater equality. Drawing upon the sentiment of the recently departed General Colin Powell, I am inspired to say that not only are we focused on Cleo's mission, which is to inspire, motivate, and prepare students from underrepresented communities to succeed in law school and beyond, we are also focused on our purpose and our impact as we pursue our vision that the United States legal profession is truly diverse, equitable, and inclusive, and that it effectively balances the scales of liberty and social justice for all. Thanks everyone for joining us. I am now proud to introduce our MC for this evening and Cleo's interim CEO, Mr. Leigh Allen II. Leigh, take it away.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and good evening. My name is Leigh Allen II, and I'm Cleo's interim Chief Executive Officer and Vice President, Marketing and Development. I want to echo Elizabeth's sentiments in welcoming everyone to the third annual Edge Honors Reception. We applaud all of you brave souls who are willing to show up for yet another Zoom function. So please give yourselves a quick pat on the back. As you might imagine, the planning of the reception takes a lot of special work by a lot of special people. Thus, before getting further into the program, I would like to take a few moments to thank select persons and groups for their tireless efforts to make tonight a memorable occasion. First, our reception planning committee, comprised of select members of Cleo's Board of Directors and Advisory Council, and led by its dedicated chair and Cleo alumna, Brandy Smith. Second, the Cleo staff, whose efforts were spearheaded by our Director of Finance and Administration, Julie Long, and our Director of Pre-Law Program Operations, Bernetta Hayes. Third, our event coordinators, Perfect Touch Promotions, who patiently and diligently work with everyone to execute many required logistics. Next, we have our graphics and web team, Norwest Designs, who created the event website, social media outreach, and the various other marketing materials that have been featured leading up to tonight. Many thanks as well to our technical administrator, Card Marketing and Media, for making everything look top-notch tonight and running seamlessly throughout. Much appreciation to our musical entertainment, Pocket Change, Duke Ellington School of the Arts, and Cayente Ensemble. And of course, we would like to acknowledge everyone with a speaking role for tonight for volunteering their time and efforts. I also want to offer sincere thanks to our sponsors and benefactors for their support. The in-kind monetary assistance they provide is essential for Cleo to be able to host important events, including the annual Edge Honors Reception and Awards program. As an aside, please note that additional sponsors and benefactors will be recognized by us a bit later in the program. So without further ado, here are our 2021 gold level sponsors for the event: Aiken Gump, Foley and Lardner, Google, and Womble Bond Dickinson. Our silver level sponsors include Access Lex Institute, the Association of Corporate Counsel Foundation, University of Connecticut School of Law, HMS Host, Law School Admission Council, and Lincoln Financial Group. Thank you again to everyone I just mentioned, and thank you again as well to all of you for coming out tonight in celebration of our 2021 Cleo Edge Award recipients. Before turning things over to Cleo Inc. board member Rob Paul for his remarks, I first want to call everyone's attention to the available chat feature. The area will play an important role for the remainder of the event because we will be utilizing it to periodically highlight information about Cleo, our honorees, and our sponsors. Additionally, please note that we encourage you, our guests, to utilize the chat forum as well as to let everyone know your connection to Cleo, why you chose to attend tonight, and or ask any questions you may have. We thrive off your engagement and look forward to interacting with you both here tonight and in the future. Actually, I'll conclude my remarks with an appeal to support Cleo. From working in the nonprofit space for as long as I have, I know firsthand that there are a lot of organizations working hard and fighting the good fight to make society better and are more than worthy of people's generosity. With that said, here are 3 critical reasons why Cleo is also certainly worthy of your support. Reason 1 is longevity. For more than 53 years and counting, Cleo has been at the forefront of the legal diversity pipeline movement. The institutional knowledge and expertise the organization has developed to this point cannot be easily replicated. Reason 2 is geographic reach. Since its inception, Cleo has proudly served thousands of individuals all over the country. The long-standing relationships we have with law schools, attorneys, and various organizations afford us the opportunity to host programs both in person and remotely year-round. And reason 3 is the array of programming. Another aspect of Cleo that helps truly set it apart from other pipeline organizations is that we offer programs for those in high school all the way through the bar examination. No matter where a student is, trust us, we have a program to meet them where they are and give them a proverbial launching pad to the legal profession. If you are interested in supporting Cleo with a donation, there are a few ways to do so. Option 1 is to visit us online at cleoinc.org/donate. Choose your preference. More immediately, option 2 allows you to donate right now via text through the safe and secure Give Lively platform. Simply text CLEO to 44321 and follow the displayed prompts. It stays true to our word. Please note that the info stated for both options is highlighted in the chat area at this time. So with that, I thank you for your time, and I'll now hand things over to Rob Falk. Rob?
Hi, folks. It's a real pleasure to be here. We're gathered together because we all are passionate about making a difference in young people's lives. We appreciate those of you who have donated money and those who are planning to do so right now in the chat box. But I want to talk about another way we can all work together to make a difference in creating pathways to a legal career for young people. Many people going through the Cleo program are first-generation professionals. They may be the first in their families to go to college. They may not have somebody in their family who can look over a resume or who can help them practice for an interview. We also know that internships are a really important way to build a resume and get the job skills one needs to be a lawyer. So one of the ways we can help out is raising our hands to say, hey, I'd like to help. I'd be really happy to look over a resume or do a practice interview with one of our scholars. And if you happen to have within your organization or know other organizations that could accept a PIC student as a law intern, we would love to help make that match. All we need to do is to help get connected to you, and you can tell us how you might be able to help. Again, we need people to do resume reviews, practice interviews, or to find internships for our students. Together, we can make a difference by volunteering just a little bit of our time. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Deru, a third-year law student at Vermont Law School in South Royalton, Vermont. I'm so blessed to be here tonight to be able to celebrate Cleo's 53rd anniversary. 53 years of inspiring and motivating underrepresented students to be successful. 53 years of furthering diversity in the legal profession. 53 years of bringing people together from diverse backgrounds. I attended Cleo's Pre-Law Summer Institute in 2019 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Cleo impacted me greatly. Not only did the Summer Institute give me the opportunity to experience the rigor of law school in an intensive 6-week program, but Cleo also placed me in a law school soon after that through the CLIC program. The CLIC program allowed me to go into law school with a support system made up of other law students, and we were provided continuous support by CLIC mentors to ensure our success in the classroom. And because of Cleo, my legal network expanded, and I have lifelong friends that I probably wouldn't have met otherwise. The Cleo organization lives up to its mission, and I'm looking forward to connecting even more with Cleo in the years to come. I'm grateful to be part of an organization that cares deeply about diversifying the legal profession. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that testimonial, Carice. I'm Monique Liebert, Senior Trademark Counsel at Google and a board member of Cleo. And on behalf of Cleo, I'm proud to present you with a $1,500 scholarship today. What others may not know from your testimonial is that in addition to your support of Cleo, while studying at Vermont Law School, Carice has participated in the South Royalton Legal Clinic. She served as an ambassador for the Office for Student Affairs and Diversity. She's a senator for the Student Bar Association. She participates in her local Balsa chapter. She serves as a moot court advisory board member and was a semifinalist for the Debevoise moot court competition. And finally, she participated in her school's intensive trial practice team. Congratulations, Carice.
Thank you.
Congrats, Carice. It's always beautiful to see people who are going through the law school process be awarded and recognized while they are still there. Hi, I'm Brandy Smith, and I serve as the chair for tonight's event. I'm a Cleo alum and board member as well. I currently work for Lincoln Financial Group as the Vice President of Workplace Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Legal Counsel, and I am excited to have the honor to share with you the recipients this year of the Cleo Edge Awards. This year's distinguished honorees have each made notable contributions that exemplify exactly what it means to be an Edge Award recipient, and we are beyond proud to recognize each of them. I encourage you to read more about each of them in your digital program book, but here's a little taste. If you don't know, the E in Edge and our Edge Award stands for education. This year's Education Award recipient is Evangeline M Mitchell. Mitchell is a social entrepreneur, author, lawyer, and documentary filmmaker. She is the founder of Hope's Promise Publishing, the first book publishing company dedicated to producing books geared towards aspiring Black lawyers. She is the author and editor of several other books, including African American Pre-Law School Advice Guide. Congratulations to Evangeline on our Education Award. The D in EDGE stands for diversity. This year's Diversity Award recipient is Yolanda Hawkins Batista. Batista served as co-chair of the legal division's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council at Freddie Mac. She served as strong advocate for diversity within the company and within the legal industry, and in the mortgage and finance industry as a whole. She is not afraid to push the envelope with senior executives and has earned the respect and praise of her legal division colleagues, business clients, and people throughout the legal industry. Congratulations to our Diversity Award recipient. The G and the E in EDGE stand for Greater Equality. This year's Greater Equality Award recipient is Cong Huy Nguyen. As a former refugee from Vietnam, Nguyen has dedicated his life to training, empowering, and supporting refugee and immigrant youth from low wealth backgrounds across the nation. He's authored a book outlining this life and experience working with refugees and immigrant youth. And the book is titled God's Crucible, Who Dream of a Better Life. Congrats to our Greater Equality Award recipient. You will now hear from each of the award recipients.
I am extraordinarily honored and grateful to be receiving this award from Cleo, the Council on Legal Education Opportunity. Cleo is a dynamic organization, and you all have been consistently doing the tough and necessary and significant and meaningful work of helping to provide access to members of historically excluded groups through providing information for admission and experiences to prepare for the rigors and the challenges of legal education. So to be recognized from an organization as important as yours, where you all have been doing the tough work for over 5 decades, it truly, truly means the world to me. I have deep respect for the mission of Cleo and great respect for those of you who do the work for day in and day out for many years, those in leadership who are running the organization, Linda Ceballos and Leigh Allen II. I have been knowing them for many years, and we have all been working hard in the trenches towards this incredible mission of helping to provide access and preparation. So this really means so much, and I'm extremely grateful to be recognized by all of you, and I will continue to send students your way and continue to support this vitally important work that you do and that we all do. So thank you so much, Cleo, for this recognition. I can get recognition from a lot of places, but for me to get it from the trailblazers, you all have set the standard, you set the bar high, and what you all stand for is incredible. And so I thank you very much for this award. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Cleo, for this award and Robin Nunn for the nomination. I am humbled by this recognition from such a prestigious organization. One of the key terms in Cleo's name is opportunity. And I want to thank those whose shoulders that I stand on and who provided me with the opportunity to achieve the goals that I set out in my life. First and foremost, I want to thank God for always being the foundation for everything that I do. I would also like to thank my mom, who emphasized the importance of education and pushed her 5 children to set the sky as the limit. Even though I didn't understand it then, her insistence that we bring home A's and maybe a B, I now see that she understood that an education was the key to moving her children from low-income housing to owning their own homes. Mom, you were a force to be reckoned with then, but I certainly thank you now for your foresight, love, and commitment to us. Education breeds opportunity. So I would also like to thank Anita Hurd, who was my guidance counselor and who I later adopted as my aunt. From the day we met, she provided me with the opportunity to shadow judges and attorneys and provided me with the tools that I needed to prepare for college and helped me get into Georgetown University. I stand on her shoulders as well as the many other educators in Glassboro High School. Sponsorship and mentorship open doors to opportunity. I would like to thank my sisters at the Women's Bar Association of DC, who believed and trusted in me to lead the organization as its president and gave me the leadership opportunities to develop programs geared towards increasing diversity, equity, and inclusion in the legal profession, like the boot camp for young women of color attorneys to help them develop their legal skills and the Women of Color Task Force, which is focused on increasing the number of women of color in the senior leadership roles in firms and in corporate law departments. It is through this network that I met the then head of litigation of Freddie Mac, Hyacinth Cusick, who ultimately hired me as an associate general counsel, and where I organized an event with County Executive Angela Also Brooks, who ultimately appointed me as the chair of the Board of Commissioners for the Housing Authority for Prince George's County. I stand on the shoulders of my WBA sisters. A collegial culture leads to opportunity, and therefore I thank my colleagues at Freddie Mac for the continuous support and forward thinking in creating programs designed to provide opportunities for diverse attorneys within Freddie Mac and in the greater legal profession. I stand on the shoulders of my colleagues at Freddie Mac. A village builds opportunity. I would like to thank my family and friends for being my biggest cheerleaders, and I especially would like to thank my husband, who has been my rock and my support for 25 years. He does whatever needs to be done to ensure that I succeed. I thank him for all the love and dedication, and I stand on the shoulders of my family and friends. The hard work of your ancestors creates opportunity. To my daughter, Eliana, I love and adore you, and I hope that one day that you can stand on my shoulders as you expand your wings and chart your own course to achieving your goals. Finally, I would like to thank Cleo for being the pipeline for the legal profession and for being the foundation for so many attorneys. Through your pre-law program and scholarships, you all have provided opportunities to countless attorneys of color. Because of these initiatives, the legal profession stands on your shoulders. Thank you for this award, and God bless. God bless you for all the work that you continue to do in the legal profession.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me the award tonight. I feel very honored. And I've been journeying with Cleo since 2000. At UCLA in 1994, a friend of mine told me about Cleo. I thought, this is such a cool program. I could not believe it because I come from low income background. And I thought this is the opportunity to go to law school because I was in debate in high school. I was thinking maybe I should become a lawyer. And the dream is really hard without getting support from organization. So I thought, maybe I can become a lawyer. So fortunately, after graduating from UCLA, I applied, got accepted. I went to Suffolk University in Boston for the Cleo Summer Institute in 2000. And there, it helped to reach my dreams to, yes, I can go to law school. And I was just so excited. And I got the support from Cleo to get scholarships to intern with a law firm in Boston. Eventually, got a fellowship to work at NASA under the Presidential Advanced Fellowship Program. Because of my law degree, frankly, because without the law degree, I could not get the opportunities at NASA, including 1 year in the Senate Finance Committee. So I'm very grateful to Cleo. And to share with you the background a bit, I come from a family where we live in poverty. We were refugees from Vietnam. I stayed in Malaysia for 11 months in 2 refugee camps. So coming to the United States, we're in poverty, free lunch, welfare, food stamps. And to have the opportunity that Cleo has supported me, it means so much. And because of my legal background, I have founded 2 nonprofits. One nonprofit is to help refugee immigrant youth to teach them leadership skills to become servant leaders in their communities and families. The second nonprofit is to provide affordable small business lending to minority, women, and immigrant entrepreneurs so they can create jobs and create wealth for them and for their families, especially during COVID. So what Cleo has invested in me back then in 2000 has allowed me to make a difference, positive difference in the communities through those two nonprofits. So thank you, Cleo. I would like to journey with Cleo for the rest of my life. And I look forward to making a deeper impact because of Cleo's support. Thank you.
Congratulations again to each of our 3 deserving individual EDGE Award winners. Picking up where I left off during my earlier remarks, I would now like to take a moment to recognize our bronze level event sponsors and individual benefactors. Our bronze level sponsors for tonight's event include University of Iowa College of Law, Mayor Brown, Mitchell Hamlin School of Law, National Conference of Bar Examiners, University of the Pacific McGeorge School of Law, Tong Tajani PLLC, the Association of Corporate Counsel National Capital Region, and Melody Bates Consulting LLC. Our gracious reception benefactors include Elizabeth A. Campbell, Angela Birch Cox, Wilhelm Joseph, Bob and Denise Owens, and Pamela B. Rothenberg. We again would like to thank every individual and entity who contributed in any way to this year's reception for their kind generosity, and sincerely hope that we can count on their support, as well as the support of others for the 2022 Cleo EDGE Honors Reception, our 4th, which will take place sometime in November of next year. And we encourage you to attend as well. I'll now hand things back off to our board chair, Elizabeth Campbell. Elizabeth?
Thank you, Lay. On March 1st of this year, we lost a great leader and supporter of Cleo, attorney, civil rights activist, and mentor, Mr. Vernon E. Jordan Jr. Let's observe a moment of silence, and through the pictures on the screen, reflect upon his legacy.
Thank you all for that moment of silence and for those photographs. It's really compelling to see those images now. And my name is Vicki Jordan Adams. My father was Vernon E. Jordan Jr. And I'm so thrilled that I could be with you by video tonight to congratulate you on extending your history and legacy of legal education and excellence, and especially to thank you from my family and from me for continuing to name the Cleo Heritage Award after my father and to present it to such deserving honorees as the honoree you've chosen this evening. I'd like to thank the board, the chairs, the members of the organization, and everyone who touches this event for their continued success and in honoring my dad and using this award to bring attention to the importance of legal education, legal excellence, and fighting for those who can't fight for themselves. Thanks again.
Thank you, Ms. Adams, for sharing your heartfelt words about your father and the significance of the award that bears his name. And now, for the presentation of this year's signature award, we will hear from the Honorable Deval Patrick, the 2019 recipient of the Cleo EDGE Vernon E. Jordan Jr. Heritage Award. Governor Patrick.
Good evening. What a privilege it is to present the Cleo EDGE Vernon E. Jordan Jr. Heritage Award to Cassandra Sneed Ogden, the former Council on Legal Education Opportunity Chief Executive Officer. This award honors a person who has demonstrated outstanding leadership in education, diversity, and greater equality in the legal profession and society at large. And it is only fitting that someone who has contributed so much to further diversity in legal education and the diversity pipeline itself is receiving this year's Cleo EDGE Heritage Award. Cassandra always made sure to make time for persons who participated in Cleo's programs during her long and storied tenure. The guidance and advice she's dispensed over the years has served as the catalyst for a plethora of attorneys to start their legal careers. Before her Cleo tenure, Ms. Ogden founded a nonprofit project called PTB Testing Techniques to teach students how to prepare to pass the bar. Her passion for education, for helping others, and for the study of law would follow her for the rest of her professional career. Under her leadership, Cleo was able to thrive and grow in spite of numerous challenges and an ever-evolving legal education landscape. Her commitment to the Cleo Edge allowed the organization to overcome hurdles that inhibit any number of other nonprofits. For more than a quarter of a century, think about that, she worked tirelessly with the legal community to build partnerships with legal education leaders. Throughout her career, she's been a pioneer and an advocate, demonstrating leadership within the legal profession. She's established two other nonprofit organizations as well, Community Economics and Cultural Exchange, to encourage African Americans to support Black business and cultural activities, and the Professional Football Mothers Players Association to educate and support parents of newly drafted professional football players. While retired, the educator lawyer continues to research how to increase access to law school for minority and disadvantaged students and analyze data related to student bar passage, despite law school admission test scores. No one deserves this award more than Cassandra Sneed Ogden. She personifies the drive and determination, the willingness always to help somebody else, to lift as she climbs, that the namesake of this award was a model of through his long and storied career. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in showing our appreciation by clapping your hands and putting those hands in the chat box. Congratulations to Cassandra Sneed Ogden.
Thank you, Governor Patrick, for those kind words. Good evening, everyone. And first of all, let me congratulate Evangeline, Yolanda, and Kong. What a wonderful opportunity to hear your stories and learn about your journey. When we began planning Cleo's 50th anniversary celebration in 2018, I never dreamed that I would be the recipient of the Vernon E. Jordan Jr. Heritage Award. In the last years of his life, Mr. Jordan was an ardent Cleo supporter and will always be one of my heroes. I am extremely honored to receive such a prestigious award. It seems like just yesterday that I took the helm of Cleo in September 1995 when we had 4 employees. 6 months later, there was only me. Cleo had relied on federal dollars to support its programs for over 25 years. But as the old adage goes, the only thing that is constant is change. The next year, Cleo was zeroed out of the federal budget. I was new to legal education and didn't have the contacts or network that I would develop over the next few years. But I was working with an awesome board, an awesome organization, and an awesome can-do attitude. It was mostly my can-do attitude and my faith that propelled Cleo through the next 25 years. Reflecting on the adage that the only constant is change, we consistently challenged ourselves to create better programming for our students. From the one flagship program, the 6-week Summer Institute, to the more than 25 programs for students from high school through the bar examination, Cleo became a full-service organization. Of course, several programs like the Sophomore Summer Institute and William A. Blakey Scholarship suffered an early demise, but still we rise. Or rather, I should say, and still Cleo rises, since I retired in December of 2020. Making the decision to leave an organization that you have loved for more than 25 years is not easy. But as I would regularly remind my team, Blockbusters and Borders Bookstore were on every corner until their failure to robustly plan for the future allowed Netflix and Amazon to push them over the cliff. We were determined not to let that happen to Cleo. The world is changing rapidly. Alexa and I argue every morning when I ask for the weather forecasts, and Waze rarely takes me where I want to go. So it is critical that Cleo continue to explore new ways to train tomorrow's lawyer and prepare tomorrow's leaders in order to maintain its leadership position in an ever-evolving marketplace. The law impacts every aspect of our lives, from the time we are conceived, when the right to choose is at issue, until we take our last breath, when the disposal of remains is out of our hands. There's no aspect of our lives that the law doesn't touch. We're all special, but Cleo students are extra special. Many have overcome numerous hardships just to graduate from high school and attend college. Whether they are a first-generation college graduate, from a single-parent household, English is not their first language, or even if they were privileged to have been raised in an affluent community, they long for a better America. A better America where driving while Black doesn't increase your chances of an encounter with the police. A better America where children are not selling drugs to put food on the table or buy the latest pair of sneakers. A better America where healthcare is affordable and available to everyone. A better America where a quality education begins before preschool. Some of you may see this as pie in the sky, not in your lifetime daydreams. And you might be right, especially if you're a baby boomer like me. When I graduated from law school, a Dick Tracy video watch was only in the comic books. But after several failed attempts, Apple made that comic book icon a reality. Now it's up to all of us to continue inspiring our students to be like Apple. Let's keep training them to believe in themselves and have a vision, to regroup or rest, but never give up, to develop a deep-seated can-do attitude and always strive for the betterment of mankind. Working for a nonprofit organization cannot be about the money. It has to be about your passion. Like Mr. Jordan, who spent many years fighting for civil rights, working for the NAACP, United Negro College Fund, and the National Urban League, you have to be committed to your organization's vision and mission. Cleo's vision, that the United States legal profession is truly diverse, equitable, and inclusive, and that it effectively balances the scales of liberty and social justice for all, is lofty but attainable. I have no doubt that Cleo students will be in the forefront leading the charge. The pride and respect that I have for the young people who came through the Cleo program and their demonstrated commitment to a better America is immeasurable. To see our young folks grow to become law professors, judges, prosecutors, state's attorneys, a US Congresswoman, financial wizards, corporate attorneys, private practitioners, and more, fills my heart with joy. And as a result of my love for Cleo, an unwelcomed benefit of my can-do attitude was knowing when it was time to let go and pass the baton. So here we are this evening. Cleo is presenting me with roses while I am still able to enjoy them. What a blessing. I want to offer my heartfelt appreciation to Cleo's awesome board of directors, amazing advisory council, extraordinary staff, and top shelf alumni and friends, all of whom are poised to lead Cleo through the next 25 years. And lastly, I must give a huge shout out to my family and friends who supported me during this journey. I am truly honored to receive the Cleo Edge Vernon E. Jordan Heritage Award. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much for those remarks. And it is an honor to be a part of this year's award ceremony, to see this award handed over to such a deserving, impactful person. So I am smiling from ear to ear. Hopefully you are too. What an amazing program, right? Congrats to each and every one of our very deserving award recipients who are only, not finished contributing to the impact of diversity in the legal profession. You heard Mrs. Ogden refer to a better America. And think about where we are as a nation. Think about our history. Think about the role that attorneys play in the history of America and the role we have to continue to play for the future. We all know that things don't change sometimes until we see laws and rules and regulations to help with that change. And in order to ensure that the change happens the right way it needs to, we must ensure that there is diversity in the legal profession to get the people with different perspectives, those lawmakers, those visionaries, those voices that are actually making the impact at the table. And that is what Cleo is intending to do. I think back to my first exposure to Cleo, and it was someone referencing, hey, I heard about Cleo if you're interested in law school. And I think about each of us and the role and the impact we have to say, hey, think about Cleo if you're interested in law school, and expand the scope and the impact that Cleo can have. As a first generation high school and college and law school graduate, I also understand the impact that Cleo can have on someone who doesn't have a lot of background or foundation to build upon. We heard some of our award recipients speak directly to this, and to know that we have a program that each of you have the opportunity to continue to build and to pour into is something that we can't let go of. While some people think that they are leaving Cleo in the past, we know that once you touch Cleo, you are always and forever connected, and you always and forever have an opportunity to give and to stay connected. In fact, you all can continue to pour into the future of the diversity, equity, and inclusion in the legal profession by simply texting 44321 to Cleo, or texting Cleo to 44321 and following a few prompts on your screen there. Again, that's not the only way to support. We ask you to continue to show up to our events, to continue to read and to learn, and to think about more ways that you can support Cleo as a whole. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors, to our benefactors, our supporters, our friends of Cleo. We encourage you, they're on the screen now. This program also wouldn't have the impact that it has without you all contributing in the way that you have. We also encourage you to follow Cleo on all of the social medias that have been shared with you and that are popping up in the chat. We encourage you to talk about this event, hashtag it, and just remember to share that this program exists. Remember to share that when someone walks up to you and says, tell me more about being a lawyer, we all know that the way to start is with Cleo, whether they are pre or post or into law school at the time. Again, as Lay indicated, hopefully we will see you in person next year for this event. But again, thank you for spending time with us this evening. Thank you for all that you do to continue to contribute to Cleo. And as we started this event, we are going to close our event with music by Caliente Ensemble. Hope you have enjoyed the program today. Hope to see you stay connected with Cleo. Thank you.
you.